welcome back. I'm going to stick this down to time zone because this is a bit of a test. If the test works and it's recording audio and all the rest of it, then yeah, in fact, let's get on doing a bit of work. I can talk and work at the same time. Yeah, I'm just using a new piece of recording software. Not that there's anything wrong with my D3D. I've got a package that does both recording and a cut-in piece of software, and it was a very reasonable price. So it does come as highly professional. Not that D3D isn't highly professional, but I always think if you're going to do something serious like content creation, then you do truly need to look at using the best tools. And again, that is not saying D3D isn't, but unless you try other pieces. I have tried mirrorless action, and that was an absolute unmitigated disaster, but it is nice. There were a couple of features on mirrorless action that were really good had the software been reliable, that were really good features that are missing in D3D. It is a much more simple interface, deliberately so that there's no bells and whistles, and it literally just records and does a good job of recording. What I'm literally recording, I know in a way I'm going to slot this in at the beginning because this is like an addendum, and I don't know if it's going to confuse people because I'm obviously going to be doing a job that I'm going to do later on in the video, so it's sort of like jumping time, but it's mainly the conversation I'm having now. There are a couple of things in the videos. There was no prelude to me on my last episode. It was all time-lapse, so I'm going to add this as an addendum at the beginning, so you will sort of see, although I'm going to be careful about not showing everything, otherwise it'd be pointless me doing the time-lapse. This is the only thing you will see, which is me obviously just grabbing the sugar beet off this field and putting it in the silo. Everything else I'm not going to show. There's an awful lot of field work we do. It was an absolutely monster of an episode, time-lapsed. Literally every bit of harvesting on everything is done, so it took a monumental amount of time. Especially this field was monumentally long with that little tiny harvester, and it did an absolutely amazing job. But yes, there are a couple of things. I'm trying to think what they are now. It's typical when you come to record yourself. Mistakes, bloopers that I sort of made. And I can't for the life of me think what they are. We did find one piece of treasure yesterday, which was good, but I'm not cashing in on it. I'm just putting it to the side as a piece of treasure I found. If we ever totally desperate, I may well, but to be honest, I want to see how well we do off our own back without any interference and additional bonuses, just on the mods that we've chosen and the selling of the products that we've got, whether that's direct products or I've got the sugar productions module for this, so I'm gonna literally stick that on, I'm sure, because it does. I've tried this on my lone oak and it is a fantastic addition. Again, it takes work from yourself. It doesn't stupendously. It probably doubles up what you earn, which is obviously brilliant. There are a couple of things that I did that I really wanted to relate that were really silly things that I said. Oh, I know what it was. The biggest thing of all, in my time lapse, you will notice an absolute massive mistake, a really silly mistake as well. In my defence, I know why I made the mistake. When I hired the second header, which was the corn stroke sunflower header, I didn't actually hire the sunflower stroke corn header. I actually hired a second normal header. It was one of those that unfolded, which is what threw me a wobbler, and I was like going through thinking, why is this not picking up the sunflower? Why is, as you do, I didn't say anything because it was time lapse. I was going through thinking, why on earth is Courseplay not actually working? It was working perfectly well. It was the fact that I had a header that wasn't going to ever work with sunflowers or corn. Of course, the penny did drop, but not before I'd wrecked my fields and put a couple of furrows in. Before the penny dropped, that I'd actually got the wrong header. Yes, I don't think I've ever done that, ever before. So typical that you do it when you're recording. But anyway, it's there, and I don't remove bloopers. If I make a mistake, it's on. I don't mind people having a laugh at my expense. We've all done silly things. I was tired. It was, in my defence, tough at the end of the tough week from work. So sometimes you are a bit shell-shocked. That's my only excuse, and that's what I'm sticking to. It was just tiredness. Normally I would have known, but you do tend to be on automatic pilot a bit, I find, when you're tired. So yes, that is my excuse, literally was that. So this is the very last bit of work we've got to do, which is just to literally pick up this absolute ream. I've already got, well, you can see how much is left. I've already got an awful lot of this, as I expected, having done field 7 on Lone Oak, which is, I'm not sure if it's about the same size. I'm expecting roughly the same. I think it is. Lone Oak's a difficult map to work out because even its small fields seem big in comparison to others because it's in context of the map. So I couldn't put the field sizes together. I suppose I could do it by hectares. I think I can roughly remember what that was. But yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's have a look. How big are you? 2.84. That's bigger. That's much bigger. All my life. That's bizarre, because knowing how many trailers I've already taken out of this, the Lone Oak one, was that fully fertilised, or was it? I think I did. Yeah, I got 586,000, and I'm sure that was a lot smaller. But mind you, looking at that, you can see that that's got, I would say there's only probably a third of that. No, half. There's an awful lot of wasted bit that goes into the water there, so it's not really that, is it? The field itself is less. Oh, it does say 1.36. Actually, yeah, that's about right. I would say that's almost identical to the field 7. So probably 10 loads. I think I've done at least 4 or 5 already, so, and I do think there's probably just under half left. So yeah, this is mainly a proof of concept to see how good the recording software is. I've not noticed any high-end loss of, it's not putting a strain on the hardware, that's what I'm trying to say, because D3D, that's one thing it is amazing for. Not that it's bad at anything, it isn't that at all. I love the way that D3D records and says start and stop recording when you press the button. This new software goes from green, which is not recording, to red when it is recording, which is equally as good a visual thing that it's actually working, which I do appreciate that. I think that's a brilliant feature. The one thing I did like Marilis for was the fact it showed that it was recording your sound and the video. That is the one feature that seriously is fantastic, which this software is the same as D3D and does not show that, which is, this came up as one of the top pieces of recording software, so I'm just going to trust and test that it is doing my sound, which I did set it up to from the right inputs, I'm hoping, when I come out of this recording. So I don't really want to be dubbing this again. That was what I had to do an awful lot with Marilis. It often didn't get my sound. The sound capture was very hit and miss. And if you did a recording over an hour, well, get ready to lose it, because it did not like that at all. So after destroying at least 3 or 4 episodes on my Lone Oak, I thought enough was enough. Right. One other thing I am debating or not, this doesn't affect the video at all, I haven't harvested the cotton. I have a field of cotton and I'm not sure I'm going to. Not sure it's going to be big enough to do a bale, and hiring the... I'm going to have a look. I'm not going to I'm not going to just plough it in, but if it's going to be more expensive for me to hire the equipment, and I'm not going to make... I've done the same as sugar beet once, but now we've got the cheaper harvester and topper, then I wouldn't do that ever again. I would always just buy those, but there isn't really, I don't think I've got a cheap harvester option. They're all expensive, and some are a bit glitchy. Some of the add-on cotton harvesters, I have tried them, the cheaper options, and they were a bit glitchy. I don't know if they've improved them. I've not noticed any game updates, so I'm not sure. In which case it means, I think it's, I can't remember how much it is to hire. A lot. And if I'm not going to make that money back, cotton is fantastic, but you have got to make sure that you've got enough. I mean, in the end, when I did was a cotton baron on Washoe, Nevada, Nevada, one of Alien Jim's maps, fantastic map, one of my favourites actually of Alien Jim's, not one that a lot of people shout out about. I know Mr. Sealyp did a let's play on that, but it is a fantastic map. Not that any of Alien Jim's maps are not. I've played Sussex, I think I played all. I don't think there's any that I've missed, including Spectacle Island. Yeah, they're all brilliant. I'm losing my track now. But yeah, cotton. Do you know, never get old. You lose your place in your conversation all too readily, which is scary. Yes, when I was a cotton baron at Washoe, Nevada, I think I had 2 or maybe 3 harvesters in the end of my own that I'd fully paid for, because it was such a lucrative thing once you've got your own. But I remember in the beginning, the first couple, I was working off a big field, so it was worth doing, but you still, I think it was a bale, one complete bale, which is it's an awful lot of thing. You need enough fields to warrant that. Otherwise, I'm going to be literally breaking even just to pay for the hire of the equipment, which seems a silly thing to do, to be honest. It's probably better just to plough it in and do another crop that I can afford to harvest and get profit than it is to give the shop the profit for it alone. So yeah, that is my dilemma. I really, it is fully, I am tempted to do it. I have done it about at least probably twice in my entire farming simulator career. Do not make a big habit of it, because I think it's wasted work and effort of someone else's, but I have done it when the cost of the hire of the equipment would definitely outstrip. I remember once I think what did it was, there was a time, I can't remember if it was sugar beets. No, it wasn't sugar beets. It might be actually, yeah. I hired one of the massive ones, because I don't think at that time I'd got anything that would do it cheaply, and it cost me, I about broke even, and I thought, oh my life, it's taken me an absolute age of time to do this field, and I've broken even, literally broken even. I thought, Gordon Bennett, what a load of, how rubbish is that? So yeah, I've since that time I've been a little bit more canny on what you do, because wasted effort, nobody likes that. It's ridiculous. Probably one more. So yes, I'm hoping this recording software we'll have a look what we had. We had all 100 and nearly 200,000 from the little field, so obviously this is a lot bigger. Looks to me almost like 3 to 4 times the size, so yeah, we'll have a quick look. Sometimes when you just log in, let's change tip side. I'm a bit more to the left, to the right than I am the left this time. Yeah, when you sometimes log load after load after load, it can get confusing, and you can think you've only done it a couple of times and you've actually done it 6. Especially, it was a massive bumper episode when I did all the harvesting. It truly was. I'm quite pleased. It's one of my bestest time lapse, I think, and longest as well. It literally, I did it over 2 recording sessions, but obviously spliced it into one, so it looks like seamlessly one, but there's no talking whatsoever, because the video before I literally did I'm going to time lapse this, but for anybody who just watched that episode it would be a bit confusing, hence this addendum. This is me explaining that the episode is going to be a massive harvest episode, and the only thing I am going to show is the sugar beet, so I don't think that actually, oh mind you, I say that it's all on one screen, and I've just probably ruined all that by showing you. Yes, we're not going to have a look on that. Hopefully I won't have ruined too much, but to be honest, it was a good time lapse of everything, and I'm still not sure that I won't just dub some sound on the front. In fact, I think I will. I'll just add this as an addendum. Thinking about it, it makes more sense, because otherwise you're ruining what you've done if you go out of time sequence. I have done it a couple of times in one of my first content creations, but that was more to explain a couple of things, and it really didn't ruin anything at all, whereas this in a way sort of totally ruins the other episode. Might be 2 or maybe, yeah, would totally ruin the other episodes of all of the work I've done, and people think, oh, I don't really need to know, I've just seen what you harvested. Whereas I am quite pleased with what I did. Actually, there were quite a few good sequences I did. I just suppose it is that I did try truly to do good time lapses where you're getting good camera angles and things like that, to try to make it interesting for people. I am new to content creation. I've only been doing it sort of for a few months, to be honest, so it is something I'm trying to. I do watch all of the big names, Daggerwin, Mr. CDP. I won't say all, because I don't think any of our tastes run to wall. I like Frithgar, Mr. CDP, Daggerwin I do, although he is, again, it's a matter of taste, and taste is always subjective. I don't find, which obviously there'll be a lot of boo-boo hisses, I don't find Daggerwin my favourite, but then again, that's just character clicks, the way that you click with a character. I don't dislike Daggerwin, let's put it that way. But I really do like Mr. CDP's character, so therefore I've clicked with him I would definitely say he was my absolute favourite content creator. Frithgar I like as well. Some people take or leave him. I actually like him. I like his frankness, and I like the fact that he knows what he's talking about, because he has actually been a farmer, which, yeah, he's got the qualifications. I haven't. I am a simulator farmer, and that only. So anything I learn, I pick up from experts like Frithgar, and through watching farming videos, which Mr. CDP does as well. That way you are an expert then, because you know what you're talking about, because you're literally standing on the shoulders of giants who actually do this for a living. So yeah, most of what I've learnt is through watching other content creators and picking up what is good, bad, and what's not. So let's have a quick look, because this is not going to be from that video. Thinking about it, it's going to make no sense. Wow, 640 something. Wow, yeah, we did do well then. So I reckon, yeah, it is. I think probably 500 odd thousand from that field is about going to be realistic, thinking about what we got from the other field as well. We are going to do the sugar mod, as I say, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. I'll have to find some place for that. Again, I'm thinking of buying that grass field over there, that for animals. I may well put the sugar thing, or I might find space on the farm, but I don't think so. I don't think there's enough. I don't really want to be ruining a portion of my field. It might be room for something that small. It's not massive, actually, up by the biogas and the slurry yard, thinking about it, which I would prefer that, to keep all of my plants and productions all in one place would be absolutely excellent. So yes, I'm just hoping that this new recording software's got my voice. That was one thing that used to annoy me with Marilis when you didn't. It's amazing how when you're live and you're talking to subscribers or future subscribers, because to be honest, at my stage of play, I have got subscribers, but my subscriber base is tiny because I'm only just starting. So that's not a complaint in any way, shape or form. It's just obviously being truthful, so therefore I don't tend to get comments on my videos. And everybody, obviously every content creator, dreams of the day when you get comments, whether they be good, bad, indifferent or whatever, because you're not talking just to yourself then, and it's an indicator. Whereas at my beginning stage of content creation, I am literally sort of talking to myself presently, which this is the one thing that I thought I'd struggle with. If I'm honest, when I first started content creation, I thought I'd be terrible. I really am a very shy person, and it's funny. I just do it as I'm talking to friends, and I can manage that quite well. But I really do hope, I will get to my point in a minute, I really do hope that this does work. I'll tell you for why. When you're speaking now, your ideas are fresh and you know exactly what you're on about. It's amazing. Even if you just did it a few minutes later, you can come and you can see you gesticulating on the map and pointing things out, and you're thinking, what was they on about? I have not got a clue at that moment. There's some things you can get, and some things you're almost recording from scratch, as if it's a brand new recording, having to make it up from scratch, because each time, it's amazing how the human brain works, the uniqueness of it. Right, let me just clean that while I'm chattering. It is how brilliant a job it does of keeping the flow of things, and I have got better at working and talking. I know that I did struggle with that in my first quite a few videos. It's quite difficult actually to actually work well and speak at the same time, because your concentration is split, and I don't know, it's something that you acquire with practice, definitely. I would like to respray these when I get a bit more stable in the farm. I've been buying fields and equipment, but I think I'm quite happy where we are. Right, so anyway, I think we're about reached, what did we actually finish on? Nearly 700,000. So yeah, that actually we got 500,000, so that is almost, field 6 here is about the equivalent to field 7 on Lone Oak, which is a nice, wow, actually that is amazing, because field 7 on Lone Oak is a tiny field in Lone Oak terms. That just goes to show that's a big field here. I've only got field 3, which is actually slightly bigger. So wow, that just does go to show. Mind you, that is a big field. That grass top one, that is amazing. Look at them, absolutely amazing. I love the fact. Yeah, that's just go on the precision farming. Omatana has pulled an absolutely corker of, look at that, all loam. Where else would you get that on a Let's Play? It's all loam soil, eh? I can't remember the time I didn't see some sandy loam, loamy sand and loam, and even some horrible silty clay. Of course, it's all good for something, but the loam is the undisputed best for most things. I don't know if it's best for everything, but I did read the precision farming. I ought to read it again, because it's amazing how much, when you read something just once, how much does and doesn't stick. Some of it sticks, only a tiny bit though. You've got to read something 3 or 4 times. I think somebody once said 7 times for repetitions to sink into your brain, so you don't forget it anymore. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to reading precision farming instructions 7 times, but hopefully enough of it will stick if I read it another couple. Anyway, enough waffling from me. This is primarily a test to see if my new recording software works and what sort of quality and file size it is. I shall add this onto the next episode, because we have done some work. I can show you now, can't I? because this is not an addendum, right? Literally all of my fields are harvested except for the cotton, which is, as I am deliberating. I suppose we could actually quickly look at the cotton technology to see if there is anything. Oh my life. Yeah, let's have a look. If we did that second hand, oh, it's hardly worth it. It saves £8 but then it probably cost me £3 to repair it because it's such an expensive. It's a £500,000 beast. I even remember when I bought them, they always require so much repair work. But £25 from a full. Let's have a look at the prices on the map. How much would I get? And when is the good time to actually? Because I'm thinking if I did it now, and the best time to sell cotton is, it's going up. Let's have a look how much cotton, the best price for cotton is on this. If I'm selling it in the middle of winter, that is going to like literally poleaxe me because I'm going to have to waste. It is 2,300. So I suppose. Is that going to rain? That looks like rain to me. No, it's not supposed to, but those clouds like that always to me look like rain clouds, and I know they can rain when it's least expected, so I am really just not sure I'm going to get a full bale, and if I get half a bale I'm literally going to pay for the leasing of that. That's it. Anyway, without any further ado, because if this sound doesn't work I'm going to have to literally re-edit it, so I'm going to say hope you'll continue on this journey with me. It is, I love this Let's Play, it is fantastic. I'm finding it really relaxing. I've even loved to do some of the long time lapses because it's such a pleasure to work on. It's visually stunning, beautiful. It's the farm itself, $6. I'm not sure if I'm on the right. I can't work out whether this is closer to the. I think it is. I'm sure I'm over the Americas way, aren't I? It's an island. I'm sure it is. But if I'm wrong, then please forgive me. I've got it in dollars. I'm not sure. I don't think euros, even though it was Dutch settlers that settled. I'm not sure that it's actually anywhere near Europe. So it's on dollars, and if I'm wrong, then I apologise. Yeah, $6. Farm maintenance cost $6. I mean, I've been on farms where like it eats your arm off every day in farm maintenance, so that is absolutely phenomenal, absolutely ace. And then of course you've got this fantastic the silo wood, which I wouldn't normally place. I did used to. I went through a spate of doing it, and again, I'm not the most realistic farming simulator farmer. But it just was like 10 million. I was like, what, really? 30,000 for a 10 million silo? It just felt wrong, so wrong. So I stopped using it, and I went back to my actually use. The one I use the most is I should show you. It's easy to show you. I love Missy B's mods, and she has got a marvelous one that's almost. I mean, it's still very reasonable, but it is. You can go up. I love the fact. Yeah, I mean that again. 15 million for 90,000. That's not the one I go for though. My go-to tends to be the compact storage. Yes, it's only £25, but it is only relatively small. But that's the one I tend to go for if I've got a bit more room. I like how small a footprint that's got for 500,000, and also obviously I'm always on to start from scratch. £25 isn't that difficult to find, whereas obviously hundreds of thousands on the normal ones is mega expensive. I mean, 275,000. When would I afford that if I was on a start from scratch? Like maybe in year 3 when I've got 300,000 to spare, and by that time I think I would have needed it. So yes, the Missy B things on a start from scratch. Always out of money farmer like myself, then obviously yes, you always tend to get some money in, like I have with this at least twice from the silage. I mean, we've earned an awful lot of money on this, and I've sunk it straight away into all of those fields. Like I mean, they are. It's again, that's another thing about this map. The field prices are amazing. So I mean, on a normal map I probably would have maybe one field still by this sort of state, or maybe two, and I would be like rotating through those, doing my silage, selling my digestate at the slurry yard to gradually grow. This is year one and I'm only in midsummer and I've got all of the fields I want. I may purchase that grass field there. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I didn't even realise I'd actually bought that. Oh no, I have. I did. It's this one that I'm. Oh my life, that scared the life out of me then. I thought, hang on a minute, I thought I was buying that. Yeah, that one there is the one I want to buy, the one to the left. I'm going to hope to put animals on there because I did think I'd get them up here, but I didn't realise how close to the edge of my patch that I'd got up there. So, and this is a humongous great thing with a lot of wasted potential for me. I suppose it could go there. That's not bad, and there's not an awful lot of wastage on that. So yeah, either that or that. I like this one because it's closer to the farm, even though it's on the edge. I may eventually buy that one. I'm not sure, really not sure. I'm even on precision farming. There's only so much time. I don't want to be like racing around like a mad thing at harvest, doing way too much. Even with as many workers and courseplay going, there's still you as the manager that's got to manage that and juggle that. And I'm quite happy with where we are with just a couple of extra field purchases. I think I'd like to see where we go, and of course we've got starting equipment, so we've got plenty of expansion left. Also, I'd like a couple of sheds at the top. There's lots of work for us still to do on the farm, really lots, even though we've got such amazing. I've got to prepare all the fields again because obviously this is American stroke European map. I'm going to cover myself with that, where we can get 2 harvests in the year, or maybe just the beginning of next year is how it usually works. I remember on Lone Oak I did that. I think it was just after winter I did my first harvest, and then on that year when I planted straight away I got it in just before. So you can just about get 2 harvests in if you do it correctly. So yeah, should actually be able to replant and maybe, if I'm very lucky, get a harvest in just before winter. Let's have a look. I think that's actually a good indicator of what kind of map it is, I suppose. If we look at it may be European then. No, I think it's 3, 4, 5, 6. I thought it was just 5, 6 on American maps. I've got the simplified American thing for American maps. Have I got geode on this one? I'm not sure I have. So this has got the map's own geode on. Geode. Oh, geode. Yeah. Anyway, I'm tired and I'm making silly waffly mistakes, so I'm going to say I hope you continue on this journey with me. It is a fantastic map. I'm really enjoying it. It's semi-realistic. I mean, obviously the super silo and the treasure, and there's a lot of things on there. I'd say I've got my first piece of treasure, which I have put over here, and I'm not wanting to cash it in. I'm going to line them up if I find them. That's if I do. If I ever get bored of doing a bit of farming, or I just want to go and have a look, I'm going to pop and do that. And there's one thing I realised in editing, I didn't actually check this door. That's because I can't actually open it. That's alright then. I was just trying to be thorough because I know what I'm like. I was wondering if there was a piece of treasure in the farm, because I thought there probably would be, and there may be, and it might be that silly old me is rubbish at looking, because I am. Anyway, enough waffling. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again, and goodbye for now.